You know what it is. Early week edition of College Sports Now. Lot to get to. The football was spectacular over the weekend. Chef's kiss. We got Roddy Jones, ESPN, ABC, ACC Network, Sirius XM. Roddy, I hope you got some takes left in the chamber because I know you've been doing this. You've been doing the circuit. You've been going through the car wash. Monday is a busy day for you. That's why we get you first thing on Tuesday morning. Trip Hurd, the Doc of Locks, kind enough to join us after coming off a pretty solid weekend.
Is the lock still picked, or did we
Are
latch
you
that
kidding me right now? Come
scramble
on,
the combination.
I don't know the
official.
I don't know the official record from the weekend. I'm sure Trip does, but I feel like the lock has been kind of affixed. It's been reassembled.
We're liking a fixed lock.
What was the
loving
record over the
lock.
weekend, Trip? Come on, official on the record. What'd you have?
4-2 on Twitter, and that doesn't count the two for two on That's My Dog.
Wow. Okay, so that's why you come back on Friday for That's My Dog. Felder has been red hot, by the way. He has
Good
picked
Lord.
USF in week 2 over Florida, and who did he have? He had UNLV. No, New Mexico. Sorry, he had New Mexico
yeah.
over UCLA in week 3. Felder is seeing things very clearly. You know who isn't? Rostradamus. He went 4-8 over the weekend.
Yeah,
Get
but
to that
hold on. In all fairness to Rodstra, like a lot of really good picks. Just unfortunate the way things went down. Okay,
is that what you're telling yourself? You had a couple losses by the hook. You did.
Georgia minus 3.5. If they kick the freaking extra point in overtime, like God intended, then we'd have had a win there.
That's what it is. NFL rules, right? Walk-off touchdowns. Hey, stick around for the extra point, guys.
Ole Miss 6.5.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's tough.
That one was tough.
It's tough. It's not what
Notre Dame minus 6.5. Honestly, like make an extra point and then get a stop. That's all we needed.
That's all you needed.
Some of them were bad. Kansas State, Clemson, although we bought ourselves a win there, boys. Duke, not good. Boston College, not good.
Yeah.
But there were 4 or 5 of those where like your boy was onto something.
Yeah,
I got
you're not wrong.
What's up with BC? I thought we were kind of buying those guys for a second.
We were, and then they went to the farm, and now they're dead to me. How about that?
Yeah,
Trip?
let's not take shots at BC. Roddy, for those of you watching on YouTube, he's wearing his ACC Network hat, so let's put the piece away on Boston College.
Here's the nutshell of it. Their offense is not good enough to just outscore everybody, and their defense kind of stinks. Like, we didn't really know that they were terrible after the Michigan State game. You're thinking, Michigan State at home got hot. Stanford ran it all over them. And, like, going to the farm is tough. That was like a 10 o'clock kick, too. Body time, Eastern time zone.
Did you watch that live, Roddy? Yes or no? Are you
beginning of it? Yeah. My boy Wes Durham was on the call. I had to at least see the open. Him and Steve Adazio.
Guys being dudes, right? So here's what we got. Here's what we got on the show today. Richard Johnson from CBS Sports and Split Zone Duo is going to join us in about 25 minutes. We will head to the college football mecca of Brooklyn, New York, to talk to Richard about all things college football, including, frankly, something that I didn't plan on having him on to discuss, but coach season has already started for our friends in Blacksburg and L.A. So we'll get Richard.
How's Wayne doing? We checked on Wayne.
So here's the beauty of this. As soon as we wrap this show, I'm heading down to your neck of the woods, Roddy, which are the outskirts of Atlanta, the suburbs, for some live music the next 2 days. I will not be on the show with Wayne on Wednesday.
You didn't even tell your boy? You're not going to come holler at your boy? Where are you going to be?
While you were
3 girls running around.
Where are you going to be?
You got a lot going on. I'm going to be up in Alpharetta hanging out with the fish. 2
It's
nights.
not
4 sets.
It's not too far. 2 nights. 2 nights of fish.
2 nights.
Man.
Although I'm staying with my buddy inside the perimeter because I know where my roots are, okay? Despite all the jokes you make about the UGG boots, etc. I'm staying right across from Eastlake, bro. Like, I'm right off Memorial Drive. I'm out here. Okay?
It ain't what it used to be. Like, you're making it sound like it's one thing. And right across from Eastlake,
he's like, we don't even lock our doors. I'm like,
and there it is.
What are you
Memorial
talking about?
Drive
Why would
ain't
you
locking
not
our
lock your
doors.
doors?
Yeah, okay.
So apparently it's a different scene down there. Regardless, heading down to your neck of the woods. I won't be with Wayne. I have a feeling that Wayne will be in a less dark place than he was a week ago when they were 0-2 and he was getting it from everybody. Now they're 0-3 and they've opened up the coaching search. So I feel like maybe he's got a new lease on life. I'm not sure. We'll find out on Wednesday. But the more important thing as far as business is concerned for you, Roddy, is what they do up in Blacksburg. We'll talk about that with our man Richard? Because I know he's got the pulse on the coaching scene. And
Can I just give? Can I give a second on those two?
Please.
Because the UCLA thing, like it is good to remind people, because I was reminded yesterday that the reason Deshaun Foster got the job was because Chip Kelly screwed him, and the reason Chip Kelly screwed him by leaving in February is because Martin Jarmond wouldn't fire him. Like, they should have fired Chip Kelly. Then you could have gone through a proper coaching search and gotten a proper coach in there. I joked a lot, and like we joked about Deshaun Foster's performance at Big Ten Media Days his first year. Look, man, like, we are all willing to forgive, but that was a sign that this thing wasn't going to work, that this guy wasn't ready. Like, if you can't get ready for an opening statement at a media day, you can't get a football team ready to go play on Saturdays. So, like, I'm not surprised at all. I hope Deshaun Foster does well in his future endeavors. I don't know the guy at all, but I think we saw that the attention to detail and the level of potential competence, even like the level of preparation, was not going to be there from Deshaun Foster. So I'm not super surprised, because when literally your introduction to the world is that press conference and you don't care enough to at least try, we had problems. Brent Pry is a completely different thing in Blacksburg. First time head coach, and I think he made some hiring mistakes early on and took some bets that didn't pan out. He bet on 2 young coordinators. I wonder if some of that had to do with resources. You know, you can't go out and hire the really expensive coordinators. So you get guys who have potential and you try and groom them. Well, doing that while you're learning the landscape of a place, while you're learning how to be a head coach, while you're learning, what you're going to do in the portal and what your philosophy is, that's tough to do. Brent Pry is a good man. Brent Pry is a good football coach. I have thoroughly enjoyed. He's one of my favorites in the league. I thoroughly enjoyed my time around Brent Pry. But if Virginia Tech was going to be seen as a serious football program, they had to make a move. You cannot, in this landscape, be seen as unserious about football. You can't. And if 57,000 people show up after you get waxed by Vanderbilt to watch you play Old Dominion, that is a sign that is a fan base that deserves better. And as good a man as Brent Pry is, and as good a football coach as I think he is, because he has shown it in the past, it wasn't working. And you absolutely had to make a change. Now, that being said, they're going to need institutional support. Whit Babcock has said that they need to increase their operational budget from $130 million a year to $200 million a year. He's asking for $50 to $70 million from the school. Dude, these schools are rolling in money. Tuition is higher than it's ever been. All these schools got money. Like, everybody's crying poor in the athletic departments. All your schools got money. Some of them got billion-dollar endowments. Like I said, like, they are all just farming out of state so they can get tuition, the more expensive tuition. It doesn't cost them any more to educate me because I'm from Georgia or somebody from Virginia. But they take the people from Georgia and from Virginia, but they take a decent number of people from out of state so they can charge that extra rate. Tuition is higher than it's ever been, bro. Like, it has outpaced inflation significantly. These schools are absolutely fine when it comes to money. And they're going to have to start ponying up to support these athletic departments. Whit Babcock's asking for it. There's a meeting at the end of the month to see if he'll get it. Who knows if Whit Babcock's going to be around for the long term, but it seems like for the short term, he will be there. He will not be involved in the coaching search. That's a whole other dynamic, but Virginia Tech's got to get this right, because here's the thing. In about 6 years, everything is going to change. Has the potential to change. It may not change, but has the potential to change. That's the next inflection point, 2030, 2031. And if Virginia Tech doesn't figure it out, they're going to be sitting there with Troy and App State at the end of the day.
I can't wait to be chopping it up with both of you fellas in 2031 when we're talking about JMU as a preseason favorite in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I cannot wait for that day.
Just like we're going to be talking about Utah State as a favorite in the Pac-12. It's going to have that same vibes. It's going to give the same energy.
Probably. It's going to be wild. One thing that I will excuse before we get into the football talk. Yes, Virginia Tech has been on the losing end of some bad losses. The Old Dominion stuff on Saturday. We looked up on the Blitz, and we're 28-0, 31-7.
Yeah, bro, it ain't good.
Holy cow. I am willing to excuse the Vanderbilt loss to an extent Because let me tell you about them doors, and I'm pretty sure you can go check the tape on these preseason shows that we did. Vandy's for real. Like
Vandy is for real.
Vandy is a top third SEC football program. Top third. They're one of the 6 best programs in the SEC right now.
It's hard to argue with
this
that.
team. Maybe okay. Let me back up. Not program, team. Not program, team.
You know what I was really
hold
hoping
on.
you were going to call
We got
Vandy?
to double click on that, Trip.
Come on.
We got to double click on that because the top 6 in the league. I don't know, like
I'm
Georgia,
not saying
Texas,
that Texas is
Tennessee,
worse than Vanderbilt, but
Georgia,
Texas looks
Tennessee.
worse than Vanderbilt. I think
you
Vandy's going to beat Tennessee this year. I said that in the preseason. I think Vandy runs that state when it's all said and done. Like, are they going to beat Georgia?
Texas,
They don't play
Tennessee,
Georgia this year.
LSU, and they're probably 6. Missouri
They're better
is
than
probably.
Florida. They're better than Missouri. They're better than South
Are they
Carolina.
better than Missouri?
Yes. They're going to play in a couple weeks, so we will find out.
I don't know that they're better than Missouri.
I do. Bro, Vandy's for real. Yeah, I get it.
I like
the helmet,
Vandy.
the jersey,
I like
you
Vandy.
don't want to believe it. It's like your eyes won't let
No, it's not the helmet
brain
and the
believe
jersey. It's
what you
level of
see.
competition. Like Virginia Tech's got waxed by Old Dominion. I don't know how you can look at Vandy and be like, whoa, well, they beat Virginia Tech on the road and dominated that game. So did Old Dominion. How do we feel about Old Dominion? And then they go to South Carolina. South Carolina's had issues on offense all year long. We have chosen to ignore it because they beat Check's Notes Virginia Tech.
Don't check notes on me. Don't disparage my Vanderbilt take, okay? That's going to age nicely. Okay?
It might very well age nicely. We may very well look back and be like, hey, look, this was a South Carolina team that offensively struggled all year long, that has no playmakers at receiver other than Nick Harbor, and he can't catch the football consistently, that defensively misses the guys that they lost on the interior of that defensive line, and misses Kyle Kennard. And Lenora Sellers needs help. Oh, and by the way, Lenora Sellers, Check's Notes, didn't play the majority of the game. Like maybe that's the Vanderbilt evaluation at the end of the year.
Vanderbilt credit for knocking Lenora Sellers out of the game. I'm just saying, like that's part.
I mean,
come on
yes,
now.
maybe, but like we didn't give LSU credit last year for locking Lenora Sellers out of the game. We said, hey, if the call is different, South Carolina wins that thing. They should be in the college football playoff. No. But a guy gets hurt. The playoff committee kept the team out of the playoff because the guy was hurt.
This is why I've got to get extra fuel in my system on Tuesday mornings. When I go head-to-head with Roddy, when I'm sparring with this guy, like he's already taken everybody's best shots on Monday. So I got to make sure that I'm highly charged, fully caffeinated. The tank's got to be full. I want to talk football before Richard Johnson gets here in 15 minutes. And I want to start, Roddy, with the Backyard Brawl because you were in Morgantown over the weekend. That was a wild game. West Virginia was up 14-3. I don't want to say they were cruising because nothing about West Virginia's offense would support the notion that they can cruise. They played 3 quarterbacks, but Pitt gets hot. I'm in the studio with the doc. He's got a Pitt minus 7.5 ticket. He's feeling really good about things. Up 10 in the fourth quarter, and then the pendulum swings again. You were there. We were listening to the West Virginia broadcast. The announcers were saying that basically that stadium was unhinged. Like it was as loud as they've ever heard it. We don't get a lot of regional football rivalries anymore, right? Like this is one of the rare things that we get in college football. You were a part of it this past weekend. How was it up there in wild, wonderful West Virginia?
I said this on the broadcast, and I should have said it multiple times. I think I said it twice. Like I made the point twice, but I should have hit it like once a quarter. I really should have because it is that important to me in the grand scheme of the sport. Like West Virginia is going to play a game at like BYU later this year. Pitt goes to Stanford this year. Those are conference games that have no soul, no history. No one gives a shit. Like not the people who are in the markets.
You can't say that part on TV, but
I can't say that.
Yeah,
I could say it once, but I can't say it overall. The people in the markets where those teams are from and are playing don't care. The conferences really don't care because it means nothing. Nationally, we definitely don't care other than a punchline. It is so important. It is so important that we play these rivalries. It's so important. Like UCLA and USC going to the East Coast. USC just went to West Lafayette. What are we doing? I understand why. I understand the economics of it. But the fact that this sacrifice of the Big Ten going out and bullying the SEC to play 9 conference games, trying to bully, the Big 12, you got to play 9 conference games. We are losing opportunities because those 9 conference games are going to be played, Washington versus Iowa. We're losing opportunities to play these regional rivalries. We saw what the border war was like with Kansas and Missouri. We saw what the Backyard Brawl was like. We haven't seen Bedlam in a few years. Like the Apple Cup is on life support. The Oregon State, like they may not play. And look, those are different weight classes now because of conference realignment and all that. But that place was so freaking awesome that, just the spectacle of it. The place was unhinged, and I haven't been there a lot. That was my 3rd or 4th trip to Morgantown. It was one of the best environments I've ever been in. To hear an entire, I'm going to earn the E again, to hear an entire stadium, 50,000 people screaming in unison after the game, eat shit Pitt, when they play Sweet Caroline. You may be a Pitt fan and absolutely hate it, but that is what college football is all about, man. It's what it's all about. And as we add these games that have no soul to them, just for money and for TV, it is so important that we continue to play these games. Backyard Brawl takes a break until 2029, and then they'll play until like 2039, which is great. They should honestly sign a contract where they play that thing till the end of time, unless realignment takes one of them out of the Power 4. Like that's the only way I would accept it. I think, it makes me feel like Bedlam. We'd sort of let Bedlam go and we hadn't talked about it very much. Bedlam needs to come back. Like you have to get Bedlam back. And I know Oklahoma plays Texas, big rivalry. Get Bedlam back on the schedule. I hear though, in the state of Oklahoma, it's not as important as everywhere else. But I feel like that border war, bring those things back, man. It is so important that we bring them back. Okay. There's my rant on that. And there's a lot more. I think the regional rivalries historically,
Sure.
Georgia Tech should play Auburn. Clemson should play Georgia. These are historic rivalries, and those, the SEC and the ACC generally in the Southeast aren't hurting for rivalries. They play those games, on a semi-regular basis. But it should happen more. Anyway, all right. So the game was awesome, man. It's funny because we were talking after the game. If West Virginia only plays one quarterback, do they win it running away? And my argument to our crew was if West Virginia only plays Nico Marchio the whole game, does he get it figured out? Because he was efficient in the first half, but he didn't make any throws that wowed you. That 3rd and 22 throw he made up the seam was a great throw. Not a good throw, a great throw. Right between the 2 safeties. So Pitt plays 2 coverages on 3rd downs when they get exotic. They play 3, they play cover 3, 2 under. So 3 guys deep with 2 guys underneath. Basically, there's a lot of holes, but they bring so much pressure that you can't find them. And those 2 underneath come from different places. So their starting points are different. So you can't bank on I'm going to go there because that's the hole. Sometimes it's not the hole that you can find a guy. So they either play that or they play this Tampa 2, where the corners will collision at the line, safety split, safeties go real wide, and one of their linebackers, because their linebackers are basically safeties, they're 215 pounds. One of their linebackers tracks the middle to play anything up the seam between the 2 safeties. Well, they played that too. Safety split, tight end goes right up the middle, and Nico Marchio puts it right over the linebacker, just inside the right safety, right on the money to his tight end. You're looking oh my God, that's a football throw. That is a throw of the football. So it was unbelievable, man. But the thing that really stands out to me from the Pitt side, Pitt completely pissed this game away. I mean, you get 2 interceptions, both in your own territory, and not only do you not get points, but the reason you don't get points is because of your own penalties. They had I think it was a touchdown, definitely a first down, if not a touchdown, called back for a holding.
Yep.
They had a 3rd and, I think it was a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6. Where they had back-to-back false starts, and then you're pushed back to a 3rd and 14 or 16 or whatever, and they don't get those. They have to kick field goals for both of those. They score touchdowns, and you're not concerned about it. Eli Holstein also threw an interception, I think, in the end zone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, threw an interception in the end zone. But that game was awesome. It is one of those. It's one of those games that you get as a professional, and you're excited about the game because of the rivalry and the drive-in and the pageantry around it and the shirts and just the excitement around it. And then you actually do the game. And you're yes, this is college football. For every game that you've done where it's Miami versus who knows who
Or
at a
BYU, Stanford the week before. It's okay. You can
BYU.
put it out there.
No, BYU's an awesome environment, but I'm talking about like going to Hard Rock Stadium 5 times and seeing a total of 60,000 people.
Wow. Called you out, Miami. Hey, let me ask you about that drive-in in Morgantown. Did you take my advice on the Biscuit World? Tutors. No. Golly, bro. Roddy's like, I can't have that sitting in my system before I got to go to work.
Well,
I know you.
The thing is, so I thought about going on Saturday. I couldn't go on Friday because I had work that morning, and then we went straight to meetings. I thought about going on Saturday, but that place was like Morgantown was packed.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to deal with it, to be honest with you. So we stayed near a golf course. That sounds a lot more fancy than it is. On a lake, it sounds a lot more fancy than it is. And so I went and walked around the golf course and listened to the Felder Friday and got a little run in.
Appreciate that.
Walked a mile, ran a couple miles.
His body is his temple, folks. It's not an accident.
That's what we did on.
Roddy doesn't roll out of bed on Saturdays and look that good. It doesn't just happen. You got to work for it, people.
What are we putting in the system before a game? Because I just can't imagine having a rumbling tummy with something.
No, I eat. So usually I show up to the games insanely early, not on purpose. And this is not like I got to be there type deal. We do this thing called a camera meeting where our director sits down with our camera operators, which have grown this year. Like we've got more cameras than we had before, which is awesome. But he sits down and he goes through assignments. So for the lay person or for people who don't know, and honestly, I don't know. Like there's people on crews that don't know. Every camera has an assignment based on which direction the ball is going. Oh, and where the ball is on the field. So there's 3 cameras up top, on the stands, on the side that the press box is that cover the game. Those are the 3 game cameras. And depending on where the ball is, will dictate which camera has game. All the other cameras, and we got a bunch. We got double-digit cameras.
Let's go.
Each camera has a job. Skycam has a job. High end zone has a job. Low end zone has a job. The up camera that doesn't have the game has a job. Handheld has a job. The cart has a job. Everybody's got a job. And so he runs through those in the meeting and they ask questions, and I like to be there because we kind of work through, all right, 3rd downs, who are we going to ISO? Well, in this game, we didn't really have an individual pass rusher that was great, but like go back to the BYU game and it's like, all right, 3rd downs, if Isaiah Glasker's in the game, 3rd down, Stanford has the ball. If Isaiah Glasker is in the game, we're ISOing him. Or if Jack Kelly's in the game, we're ISOing him. So that is a discussion that is had amongst the crew with the analysts generally. And then the other thing you like to do is just give them an idea. So I go and I say, hey guys, here's how I think the game's going to play out. Here's what I see the pinch points are. Here's where the playmakers are. Also, here's the tempo that we're going to see, which is also really, really important. And the director can communicate that, but it when you show up in a suit, it hits different. And like generally on crews, there's sort of a wall, or can be a wall, that is built up between talent and everybody else. And it's, we're treated differently.
Hashtag talent. That's right.
Well,
baby.
I don't like that. Like, I like to sit down with the camera guys and chat with them. I like them to see me. I like to interact with them.
He's a man of the people.
It's just good for morale, man. It's good for everybody. And honestly, if they have questions, like, hey, you were talking about this.
With the crew. Is that what you're saying? You eat with the crew. This ain't about what you wear, dog. This is about what you're eating.
That is a long-winded way. I'm being very long-winded today. You guys can shut me up.
That's okay. He's a
I really thought you had just lost track of what we were talking about.
I don't listen to
I did lose the plot. I did. They have a meal there, Trip, and so I eat that. And it's usually not very good, but I eat it, and it fuels me, and then I grab something at halftime, and then we're done.
Listen, Roddy's chopping it up with the A2. I love it. I mean, he's out there with the people. Double-digit cameras. You didn't get double-digit cameras back in the Sunbelt days, bro. I know that. No,
most crews will have 6 to 8 is generally the number. You got 3 up, high end zone, low end zone that gets you to 5, and a handheld that gets you to 6. And then as you add them on, some 2 handheld, Skycam, you get to the big crews and they'll have. So for the playoff game, we had like 20 something cameras, but that includes like pylon cams, first down cam. You get 2 carts, like it gets extensive. And honestly, here's the thing. There's a point where you get diminishing returns on these cameras. I'm not gonna lie to you, because we'll have views, not our crew now, but I'll see views where I'm like, you just did that because you have that camera. Like CW, it's got an ump cam. They'll sometimes go to it's like, bro, I don't need the ump cam here, but you got the ump cam, so let's show it.
Shout out to CW, man. They had to work for it this past Saturday. Yes, you had Miami USF. You also had like a 2-hour weather delay.
Dude,
So,
CW, you talk about cameras. CW's got cameras. They got cameras everywhere.
They do a great job with their college basketball coverage, too. Like,
Yes.
those guys bring
They're
it, man. They're
pointed.
splashing the cash. You love to see it. You really do.
Sorry, I took up our
right,
whole segment before Richard came on.
No, that's fine. Well, listen, we'll do best thing you heard or best thing you saw, worst thing you saw, thing that shocked you. Tripp's got his stuff in the holster. Just give me 3 minutes before Richard Johnson gets here. You're doing the 3:30 West Virginia Pitt game, okay? We know what was at noon down on the flats. What was that phone doing right before you guys hit the air when Georgia Tech slayed the Giant, okay? Because I had to imagine that thing was popping off.
People don't really text me during the Georgia Tech games. They text me after. But we were watching the game. Like, we're everyone on the crew was rooting for an ending. I was rooting for a Georgia Tech ending. Everyone else was just rooting for the game to end so that we could get on time. But it was awesome, man. Like, what a finish, what a game. For a game that Georgia Tech dominated the early part and really just kind of survived the middle. Because Clemson wasn't necessarily dominant, but they were definitely the better team for the balance of that game, which is lost in the plot because Georgia Tech won. But for Georgia Tech to find a way to win, it's awesome. And what a scene for Brent Key, like, or what a scene for Georgia Tech, and what a scene that we saw with Brent Key, his emotional release. It was really cool. I'm happy for that team. Now they got to not fiddle around with the rest of the schedule because they'll be favored in every other game, I think. But they haven't had a problem against the ranked team. 7-1 against ranked teams in the ACC. It's like 500 against everybody else.
Hey, they're coming up to Winston-Salem in 2 weeks.
Yes, they are.
That place might be rocking, and it may not be rocking with Wake Forest fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, place might be rocking a little bit. I might have to be there.
That's one it's in the realm of possibility for your boy.
Really? I mean, I saw it's a nooner on ESPN. I saw it's a nooner.
It's ESPN or E2 right now. So it's in the strike zone.
They don't have a problem sending you to a Georgia Tech game? Like, that's not a
I have not
conflict of
done a
interest?
Georgia Tech game in 6 years, but
Yeah,
Lou Riddick does.
Bro.
But
Lou
Riddick does Pitt games. Greg McElroy did the Iron Bowl last year. Like, let's pump the brakes on the homerism.
That's
stuff.
reckless, bro. That's reckless. Let's be honest. That is absolutely reckless.
People do their alma maters all the time. Georgia Tech just hasn't been. I haven't done a Georgia Tech game in forever.
Okay, sounds like he's throwing that out there, Disney. If you're listening,
if anyone's actually listening, a decision maker, I would prefer one of the other games because that week is full of bangers.
So
I would rather watch Georgia Tech and then go do a game someplace that's gonna have a banger.
Listen, we have industry folks who lock in to this show, so don't be surprised if you put it out there and your wish is granted one way or the other. Plenty of stuff that we also need to get. I mean, we haven't talked Texas A&M Notre Dame other than what it did to Rodstra's picks over the weekend. That was epic. Georgia Tennessee.
God, Tennessee got to be down bad, man. You talk about a team. Talk about a team that dominated.
I work with Tennessee fans. They're down bad, bro. They're down real bad. Although they've seen it before, but still, you're up 21-7. You are marching up and down the field.
Have you seen the win probability? Do you pay attention to the win probability stuff after games?
No, Roddy, that's what you're here for. I don't listen.
What do you
I
mean?
don't do
What do you mean?
FBI. I don't do Bill Connolly.
No.
I don't do any of that stuff, dog. It's all about the eye test for me. The eye never lies.
So I don't do like the win probability during the game, but post game, in order to tell who the better team was, it is informative to go and look at the post game win probabilities for these teams.
Oh no!
So
I'm looking at it now. Not great, Bob.
When you look at the win probabilities post game, the team that bucked the trend the most, basically, like you take the success rate of the plays and you do it over the course of the game and which team was supposed to win. Tennessee was the heaviest favorite of those. Like the win probability for Tennessee was the most of any loser. The win probability for Clemson was the fourth most of any loser in the entire country. So that was a game that, like, both of those teams, from a win probability standpoint, should have won. Parker Fleming puts him out on Twitter. He's at Stats of War. Bill Connolly puts him out on Twitter. I think he's at Bill C, ESPN or something like that.
So we're not talking about ESPN, because ESPN's, I was just looking back at
not the tracker, not the tracker of win probability over the course of the game. That's stupid to me. That that is rooted in stuff that I don't personally believe in.
Wow.
Roddy, you
we
gotta
don't use
watch
that language
out,
in the Hartzell household.
Wrong,
just so you know, we don't
people
teach
gonna
our
hear
kids
this.
that word. We don't use that word. Stupid.
Dude, FPI is the worst predictive metric that we have.
Bro,
Yes.
you come on here and tout FPI all the time. Roddy, don't
I
give
want-
me that.
I want you to go through the thousands of hours that we have done of this show and ever hear me and pull me ever saying FPI is a good metric, because I do not believe that. I haven't believed it for years. I will SP plus. I will absolutely go there and tout SP plus, but FPI, no, bro. FPI sucks.
I literally have like a dozen examples of you coming on here and talking about FPI all the time,
When?
bro. You tout that stuff constantly.
I do not.
I'll go.
I don't even look at FPI.
I'll get Tripp to go back and comb through the archives.
Please
okay?
do.
He ain't doing anything today.
I got
we'll
a
get
lunch
Tripp to go
today.
back. We'll do an AI
can't.
search
Dude,
for all
I
your
don't-
FPI
I don't-
references.
No.
I
Maybe as a supportive data point when there are other data points, I'll say, oh, and FPI this. Even FPI sucks.
Why don't you FPIDs? Let's go to the college football mecca of Brooklyn, New York. Let's talk with our man Richard Johnson and get his takes on everything that went down from the weekend. Richard Johnson from CBS Sports and Split Zone Duo will join the show coming up next. Richard Johnson.
How are we?
What's
How
up,
you doing?
dude? I can hear you. I can't see you, but that's fine. I don't. it's all good.
My camera isn't plugged in. That's why. Nice.
Give it to me, man. You're a TV star. Give it to me. I need to see you.
Give me. There we go. There we go. Whew.
Are you in New York? Are you in Brooklyn?
I am. I'm home today or this
Let's
week.
go.
I have Penn State, Oregon in 2 weeks or next week, I guess, whatever.
Good for you.
So which is the only relative home game that I get these days.
Wait, well, you're a CBS guy, so I mean, Big Ten. I mean,
Exactly.
That's how you roll.
Exactly.
Can we get you for like 15 minutes? Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Here we go. We got Richard coming down in 3, 2, 1. As promised, Richard Johnson, CBS Sports, Split Zone Duo, kind enough to join us here on a Tuesday to talk some ball. Richard, we'll get your takes on the weekend, but it's great to see you. Thank you for making the time, as always. I want to start with some coaching season stuff, man. I know you got your ear to the ground, right? Like, this stuff does not surprise you, but we're mid-September. We already got 2 Power 4 jobs open in L.A. and Blacksburg. Roddy gave his takes a little bit earlier before you came on, but what do you make of that? And if you're handicapping these job openings, like, where do you go, man? Because both of these schools have some major issues.
No, I was told before UCLA's New Mexico game that both New Mexico and Northwestern, which is who UCLA plays next, were must wins for Deshaun Foster. And so when I was told that, and then I saw they lost 35-10 at New Mexico, I was kind of bracing for it next week, not necessarily Sunday morning, but then obviously it comes down Sunday morning. And then obviously the Virginia Tech thing, I mean, that's rock bottom. It just is. I mean, you get absolutely smoked. You never have a chance against Old Dominion. You've now lost to Old Dominion as a program 3 times, which absolutely cannot happen if you're Virginia Tech. But, it's you start the season 0-3. It ain't it. So I was not surprised Virginia Tech did it overall. Was a little surprised with the timing because I was wondering about how they're going to weigh the fact that now kids can just kind of redshirt and shut it down, even though that then you kind of look into how contracts are structured, rev share contracts are structured with the players. And those payments often pay out at the end of the month, and they're often backloaded to like December as incentives for them to stay through the bowl game. So some contracts are structured a little bit different. So I guess they kind of weighed it and they were like, what's done is done. I just, out of the 2, which one do I think is the worst job? People do not think highly of the UCLA job at all. But I'd take it over Virginia Tech. Like Virginia Tech is in this existential moment in college sports where like they don't know what they want to be. They don't know what they can be. And I don't even know that Virginia Tech is irrelevant. Like I think it's worse. They're in this middle ground of the relevancy that we grew up with, or I grew up with, and complete and total irrelevancy, something like what Virginia has, for instance. And they're kind of trying to find their way right now. There may be an athletic director change. I don't think a lot of people know what's going to go on there at Virginia Tech. But like, what is Virginia Tech's future? As if the ACC breaks up tomorrow, they're not on the boat. They're not on the lifeboat. I'm not putting Virginia Tech on the lifeboat. So I think there are some serious questions about program future at Virginia Tech that, at the very least, UCLA does not have, because it is in, a Power 2 conference, if that's what the future brings.
Richard, is it too early to have like a couple of candidates out there, though? I mean, this is great for business, split zone duo. Like you guys traffic in coach season, but is it too early? You got a little list of names yet, or what?
I mean, it's too early, but that don't mean I ain't got no names. That don't mean no one. You know what I mean? Like that don't mean people aren't talking. I think with UCLA, it's interesting. You're starting to hear some kind of zany names. Tony White, defensive coordinator at Florida State, is one that I think is absolutely going to be in the mix here. He got an interview for the job last time, and was in the mix. He played there. I think it's one of the jobs that I think he would want as he looks to kind of step up in his career and be a head coach. But then you think like, well, what does UCLA do? Could they poach somebody in their own league? Could they poach a Jed Fish, for instance, who's been there? Is that a name that they could go get? And then with Virginia Tech, I wonder, I look around in that state and I see a guy like Bob Chesney at James Madison, and I think, fellas, just go do that. I mean, that guy can flat out coach. There are going to be some people who are going to, I think some donors who are going to wish cast like Michael Vick at Norfolk State. Can you bring him in? Can you make him something of a Deion Sanders type thing? Give him a great staff around him and let him cook, and we bring back some old times, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know if that's actually a realistic approach, but you start talking to some people, and in this type of year, or in this time of year, I should say, I'm not a person who dismisses anything out of hand. Like Deion Sanders is a college football coach. Trent Dilfer, at least for now, is a college football coach. Yeah. Bill Belichick is a college football coach. So don't tell me you're going to dismiss this or that out of hand. Like, I don't do that right now. Anything is up for grabs. It's that time of year.
Feels like what you're saying is that anybody can be a college football coach. I mean,
maybe not a good one, Roddy, but at least you can hold the job.
A couple of those names you just threw out are evidence of not a good one, and you could still hold on to the job. This is an interesting cycle because it is thought to, or is anticipated to be a very busy one. But there are some names out there, not necessarily for these jobs, but I just want to get your take on a couple of names of people who are good football coaches and have proven to be good football coaches that are currently unemployed, or at least unemployed by universities. Jimbo Fisher, Dave Clawson, and Pat Fitzgerald are out there. Jimbo Fisher has declared his desire to go back and coach. Dave Clawson's been a little more coy. We know Pat Fitzgerald wants to get back and coach, and he rich as hell now. He was rich before. He rich as hell now after the Northwestern settlement. And so he might not need the money. Where do you think these guys fit in the coaching search landscape? Not necessarily, again, with these two jobs, but maybe with these two jobs. But like overall, how will people perceive them?
Well, somewhere like UCLA, I think for sure goes and gets an established head coach, somebody who's done it. That's kind of my read on that situation. I don't think they go after Deshaun Foster. I don't think they go the like up and coming guy again. I think you go and get a guy with experience who knows how to handle it in the rev share era. Dave Clawson wanting back in or getting back in is not at all surprising to me. Dave Clawson, I think, was very, very deliberate about calling it a sabbatical? Is it actually sabbatical? I can't remember what the word was, but I remember he would not call it a retirement.
No, he did not.
When he left Wake.
And he very carefully picks his words.
Yes. And so I knew Dave wanted back in. Pat Fitzgerald had to get that lawsuit settled. It now is. And so now it's not surprising at all that he would get back in the mix. Great football coach. But then at the end of the day, and I was talking to somebody the other day, like last season at Northwestern was 1-11. So, and it's the same thing at Wake. Like the rev share era came in and Wake slipped. Now that's probably more of a Wake thing than a Dave Clawson thing, but it's a thing. And then out of the three, I wonder with Jimbo if Jimbo's still got the fastball. I mean, there's not anything that I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years of Jimbo's tenure, at the end of Florida State or at A&M, that shows that he can't boot it up, because Mike Elko's got it booted up pretty quick. Competitive last year, and it sure seems in the beginning here like they're cooking with some gas. So Jim, out of those three guys, Jimbo's the one that I kind of take a side eye to and wonder if his best days are behind him.
I want to talk some football, Richard. There's a lot of places I could go in the SEC. I was pretty reckless with some Vanderbilt football takes about 15 minutes ago. We'll save that for later. Well, you evaluate college quarterbacks, and you talk to a lot of people that do it professionally. Like, what's going on in Austin with Arch? Like, that dude getting booed on Saturday was things I did not have on my college football bingo card in 2025. What's going on there, man?
Yeah, man, it's a weird situation. I don't know if he's hurt, but like when you look at the video from the San Jose State game that everybody was kind of passing around on social media, like he's obviously in some discomfort. Like, I know what I saw, and so for Sark to do the thing where he like waves it off at the presser and has the response that he had, combined with how Quinn Ewers was handled last year. Quinn Ewers kind of battled an injury. That was a thing that was always there. Like, it's not crazy to really sit and wonder, is there something going on health-wise? It doesn't mean it won't get better. It doesn't mean the guy's got a terminal illness, but like, he might be a little banged up. Like, it is fair to ask that. Maybe there is some soreness shoulder. I don't know. I'm just strictly guessing there, but like, I don't know. Maybe there is something going on, because I know what I saw last year in small sample sizes. Sure. Against bad teams. Sure. But San Jose State and UTEP are bad teams. And I know what I saw last year from that guy, and it ain't this. So something my personal belief, something is amiss there, because again, it ain't like I've never seen it. And they got to figure something out here pretty quick. Schedule turns up. Brent Venables is going to have something for him in mid-October. Better be ready. I'm skipping over the visit to Gainesville.
Yeah,
before
Swamp must have back against the wall. Have to have it.
Well, I don't know whose back might be against the wall in that game if they go out and lay an egg against Miami this week. So we'll see.
Dude, so I want to go to that Florida LSU game, and I want two sides of this thing, like, because there is a measured look at that game where you could say save 5 catastrophic collapses by the quarterback.
Florida was a better 5. The number 5 is the problem.
You know what, dude? I said this to our crew. I was watching it after our game, and I go, look, if you throw 4 interceptions, that's on you. If you throw 5 interceptions, that's on me. I should have never had you out there to throw the 5th, my guy. Like, you're done. You are done. But save those 5 interceptions, which one of them was a pick 6. One of them ended in a 3-and-out by LSU that led to a field goal. So 10 points off of those 5 interceptions. Like, Florida was the better football team in that game. Now, you can't say that with a straight face because the guy threw 5 picks. So it's tough. It's tough to defend that wholly. So a 2-part question. Like, is the reaction of Florida right now an overreaction based on what we have seen in the 2 weeks? Apart from like the play-by-play success, which you go and watch the film, you're like, man, this team is really close. That's the first question. Like, are we overreacting to Florida? The second question is, what the hell is wrong with LSU's offense?
Well, Florida's allowed 2 touchdowns in 3 games.
Right.
Like if I told you that, you'd be like, oh, well, hell, 2021 Georgia.
Team.
Right. Like it's, like it's crazy. And like, they didn't even have probably their best player for most of the fourth quarter, Caleb Banks. And they're probably not going to have him for a while. Caleb Banks, defensive tackle, looks like he's re-injured his foot. And he could end up missing significant time. DJ is also a guy who does not look right, but I tend to think maybe it's more mental than it is physical. Like you go back and you watch the picks, and this is not like, it's not the most bespoke coverage that God has ever put on a football field. It's cover 2. Like, yes, I understand on the pick 6, they spun the safeties post snap and kind of fooled him. They started in single high and got to cover 2 post snap, and that's what fooled him. But like, I don't want to use the word simple because I understand it's hard to play quarterback, especially in that league. But again, they are not coming out here doing like a Brian Flores where it looks like cover 0 at the snap and they drop 6 guys out and you got to go figure it out post snap. So I tend to think it's more mental, and that leads me to believe the lack of reps that he had in the calendar year 2025 is really coming back to bite him. Did not throw in spring. And
was hurt for a lot of the summer.
And was hurt for a lot of summer. And then all the wide receivers got hurt in camp too. That's the other thing. Like all the receivers were hurt all camp.
Right.
They probably still don't have probably their most promising receiver, which is a freshman, Dallas Wilson. Yes, a freshman, but very promising player. So you got guys missing all this type of time, all this group of time, level of time, and there's just everybody just looks out of sync. Mm-hmm. Tony Livingston drops a touchdown against USF. 2 touchdowns called back by penalties against USF. DJ misses a layup touchdown at one point in time against USF. Now he came back the next play and threw a touchdown, but like it's little things like
and you
that.
You had the screen or the was it a screen or the dump off that was called back against LSU? Like
yes,
80-something yarder.
Yes. They on the fourth down play to Vernell Brown III against USF that probably would have ended the game. He drops it. It's little things like that where like they're just not clinical. It's just not clicking on all cylinders. And the problem is, and Roddy, I'd be interested in your take as a guy who played on teams, when you've got one end of the ball that is absolutely holding up their end of the bargain, but then you've got one side of the ball that doesn't. At one point in time, like we hit loggerheads when you just can't score.
Dude, and especially I think it's worse when it's the defense that's holding up their end of the bargain. Like we always had great offenses, but the defenses were fine. We're just like, okay, we just got to score every time and we're fine. But like if you're a defense and they're giving up pick 6s, you're like, bro, I can't do everything.
Yeah. like Florida only allowed 13 points last week.
Right.
Like if you want to be honest about it. The defense allowed
and again, one of them was an interception where the defense got a 3-and-out and they kicked the field goal.
Right.
So I mean, like 10 of them are on us. The rest of them,
help us out here. Yeah, help us out here. And you wonder, if at some point in time, if this keeps going on, fractured locker room, bad vibes, and then you end up with a season that effectively gets lost.
Yeah. Richard, I'm gonna let you go on this one. Put your CBS blazer on and give me your Big Ten football power rankings before I let you get out the door, because that conference, you mentioned Penn State and Oregon before we came on here. We got some big boy games coming down the tracks.
You can call it histrionics if you want. I think Oregon is the best team in that league. Wow. I picked Oregon to win that league before the season, and I picked Oregon and Texas to be in the national championship game. Ignore the other team. I may have been half right on that. I think Oregon is really, really good. Really good. Really want to see. I'm excited to see it in person next weekend in Happy Valley. Ohio State, yes, obviously, you beat Texas, but I guess now how good is Texas is the question that we're asking. So we'll see. Penn State, obviously, right there. Great. Let's see it next week, because how many times have we done this with Penn State? Even last year, thought they got over some humps, and then you get in the big one and you're not able to deliver against a Notre Dame in the semifinal there. So I'm very curious about this USC team. What's this USC team got? I've seen Lincoln Riley teams smoke opponents that they are clearly better than. So, all right, we'll see. Michigan and Nebraska go this week, and I'm very curious about how that one plays out too. I like what I saw from Dylan Raiola for the most part in that opener against Cincinnati. So I'm interested in how that's going. And then you've got an Illinois team that's kind of sneaking around there that looks dangerous, that a lot of people are picking, frankly, because the schedule is so easy, similarly to Indiana last year. Well, okay, those two teams go at it this week. I'm very excited to see India. I did not think Indiana was going to have a massive drop-off from last year when you really looked at it. I think Fernando Mendoza is a really, really great talent, great prospect. I'm excited to see him. I don't think they have a ton of drop-off at quarterback, and I don't think they have a ton of drop-off on that team. A little bit depth-wise on defense, they're missing. But for the most part, no, I'm not surprised that Indiana still looks like they're cooking here. The team that I'm most disappointed with, though, in the Big Ten so far has been Iowa. Like, I'm just very disappointed with Iowa. I thought Mark Gronowski coming in was going to give them a mobile element to their offense. This was a guy who was like an FCS Heisman Trophy winner, got some low-key NFL draft burn. I was like, oh, like they got a quarterback. It's literally been 20 years, but like they really have a proper quarterback, and perhaps they don't. I know Reese Vanderzee, their receiver's still hurt, but like, it can't be that. Now they got back on track against UMass last week, but we'll see. We'll see about Iowa long term. So that's the top half. Intrigued with a team like Rutgers too. They play Iowa this weekend. Intrigued by that, seeing how that works. But then also obviously very disappointed with Wisconsin as well. Ooh. And that may be going a certain way as well if it continues to go south of Wisconsin.
Hey, watch out for my boys in Seattle now. Nobody's talking about Washington.
Good team. They got good players, man. Damon Williams is a great player.
Jonah Coleman.
Great player. Jonah Coleman's a great player.
They host Ohio State in a couple weeks. They haven't lost at home in like 4 years. I'm just saying. You heard it here first, Richard. You heard it here first. Okay.
I love it.
You guys do a great job on Split Zone Duo. I know the coaching season stuff's about to crank up, and obviously CBS Sports, CBS HQ, the whole shebang. So, Richard, thank you for making the time, brother.
Always a pleasure, guys.
There you go. That's our man, Richard Johnson, one of the best in the biz. And if you're not doing the Split Zone Duo thing, Roddy, I know you and I are, probably need to check that out. Him and Alex Kirshner do a great job. So there you go. There's your take on all things college football. And I'm serious about the Washington take, man. They got the Apple Cup.
Washington's good.
Oh, now you watch. Now you're tuned in for the Pacific Northwest. Unbelievable, man.
I cover the sport nationally, Steven.
Okay,
I'm locked in everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the ACC is a coast-to-coast league now. So
Thank you.
You kind of
Thank you.
Talking about, man, I'm watching Stanford BC.
This is second Apple Cup mention of this podcast. Thank you very much.
Love to see it. You love to see it. All right, Trip. Let's get you in here, Bunnet. I know you got our best thing, worst thing that shocked you. We still got a lot of games we haven't talked about. Let's get this back.
Yeah, are we ready for week 3 takeaways? Because I'm gonna do this in reverse order because of who we just had on. Something that shocked me this weekend. I don't even know if it was this way. I guess it would have been Sunday evening. I was shocked to find out that Tony White, my defensive coordinator, played at UCLA. Not good for me because I'd like to keep him around in Tallahassee for a little bit longer because I'm telling you right now, I know what Richard Johnson just said about they're not going to go with another coordinator. They want a proven name to put in that head coach slot. But I'm going to tell you something. Think about this. If Tony White can show up in Tallahassee and convince the 2024 Florida State defense to play the way the 2025 Florida State defense is playing, he can probably convince a room full of guys to hire him to be the head coach at UCLA. So fingers crossed that doesn't work out.
If you're Tony White and you do that good a job at Florida State this year, and I'm not saying this disparagingly to UCLA, but like you can get a better job than UCLA. You get the UCLA
you hear
job
that, Tony White,
after the next guy. So you let the next guy take over, and they get their house in order.
Yeah,
the money, all that, figure out the alignment with the AD, all that stuff. Like they got a lot to figure out, and then you take the UCLA job after that. But if you're Tony White,
good for that job, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Virginia Tech. I disagree with Richard. I think Virginia Tech's a better job than UCLA. but a
You got
lot of that is
forecast,
the
though.
things that
Like,
he was
what's this
talking
look
about.
like you said, 5 years from now? Like, what does this
Well,
look like?
If you're a coach, like, are you looking for security 5 years from now? Like, no,
I don't
these
know. I
coaches
mean,
want
these
to
guys have
win, and they want to
families, they
win
got
now.
kids, they got wives. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
you're not taking UCLA or Virginia Tech thinking that that's your final stop for the rest of your life, unless you're like Dave Clawson, Jimbo Fisher, Pat Fitzgerald. Like, it's not a retirement job, but a job that you're going to be at.
Listen, I see Coach
Bob
Clawson.
Chesney ain't like, James Madison's going to be, or
I
Virginia
didn't
Tech's going
react
to be.
that. JMU's a better job than Virginia Tech. Let's be honest.
That's objectively false. And also, like, Bob Chesney's got to do it for more than a year. He did a good job at Holy Cross, doing a good
Yes.
job at James Madison, but he botched that Louisville game the other day.
We
and
don't
he took
need,
over
we don't
Kurt,
need to rehash. We don't.
and he
need
took
to
over
do
Kurt
that.
Signetti's James Madison program that was humming.
Coach
So
Sig. Yes.
he did build Holy Cross though, and I will give him that. Sluka and them boys.
Thing that shocked me, I'll jump in here with an audible because we already talked about Arch. I was shocked with Joey Aguilar and his performance against Georgia.
I was looking forward to the Arch conversation.
Did not know he had. Well, the Arch thing is it's so tired, it's exhausting. That's why I wanted to get Richard's takes because that dude evaluates college football quarterbacks. He talks to NFL scouts. Like, I'd rather hear Richard's takes on the quarterback spot than my own takes. I didn't know Joey Aguilar had that in him. I mean, that dude threw for almost 400 yards. And there were
he
times
had
in
that ball
game,
in him.
Well, there were parts of that game where he looked dynamic. He looked in control. The Gunnar Stockton thing is fascinating too because when you needed it on fourth down, when you needed it in the second half, Gunner's got some stones. Like that boy, he he may not look like much getting off the bus, okay? But they got another gamer. Like, I don't want to call him Stetson Bennett Jr., but he's got some Stetson Bennett vibes, right? Is that not your take, Roddy, watching that thing?
Yeah, I'm wondering why Tripp is shaking his head so disappointedly.
Because everything I put on, like, I've changed my best, worst, and something that shocked me like 7 times each because we just keep blazing through every topic. Like, we're going to be down to, what I was really shocked by was UAB didn't cover against whoever.
I don't want to talk. That's the last time I put faith in the DILF. That's on me. I need to do better.
Been out on Trent Dilfer for a minute. Yeah, look, Gunnar Stockton, I think both of those quarterbacks showed something because I didn't know how either one of them were going to react to what is effectively the biggest environment that either one had ever played in.
That place was a cauldron on Saturday.
Gunnar Stockton started a playoff game, and this was a bigger feeling game. Like, less on the line, but it's on the road at Tennessee. They checkerboard the stadium. Like, that is an environment that is unbelievable. And he went in there and he got it done. Tripp, keep your best thing I saw today. I think you should keep it because that deserves its own moment. Something that shocked me was South Carolina. I did not think South Carolina was going to get its rear end demolished the way it did. This was a team that I thought was overrated at 11 or wherever they were going into last year, but not by a ton. But Vanderbilt made South Carolina look like an operation that didn't deserve to be in the top 25 and certainly doesn't deserve to be in the top half of the SEC. So I think we need to do a deep reflection on the Gamecocks right now because that was tough to watch. And Vanderbilt might end up being a top 6 team in the league. Look, I'm not going to push back on it hard that you say that they are. Although I don't necessarily, I think they're probably 7, but like we're splitting hairs here. But South Carolina had college football playoff hopes this season, and that offense has not been good this year, not against anybody. So South Carolina is something that shocked me this week.
Okay. We'll keep Gunnar Stockton on the docket here for best thing you saw, because for me, it was specifically the 4th down throw. On 4th and 6, they hit like a 28-yard touchdown pass. Just the throw itself. I don't know if that was the right read. I don't know if that was the easiest throw that he had, but it took some serious stones to put it up there, and he dropped it right in a basket too. And I'm one of the guys, like, I'll raise my hand. I was pretty down on the quarterback situation for Georgia. Like, I'm not a Gunnar Stockton believer, and I'm not saying he's going to be, like an NFL starting quarterback. I'm just saying that took some balls to do what he did in that moment at Tennessee on Saturday.
Dogs
No
on
doubt,
top.
dude. Come on, man. You don't got to keep saying that. You don't got to say that. We don't need
They
to go
won.
that far.
What-
Yeah,
what-
I know
what- they
but
won.
that didn't win it for them. They were still down 2 at that point and had to get the 2-point
I was looking
conversion.
at the ESPN win probability. It was like hanging out around like 92,
Yeah, but if
93%
you don't hit it,
before
it's
that play.
over.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. If you don't hit that play, absolutely, the game's over. It was a hell of a throw, man, and that's part of the, the Georgia victory lap that's being taken. Is Georgia fans are like, "See, I told you he could throw the deep ball. I knew it. I never doubted that boy." Which, like, okay, that's fine. That was off of blind faith, and you watching Rabin Gap highlights of Gunnar Stockton throwing it around against 2A competition in the mountains of North Georgia. The fact is we had not seen it at the college level, and he showed it. And it wasn't just much like Stetson Bennett. Like, it wasn't just him running around. He made throw after throw. And here's the thing, dude, on that 2-point conversion, guys wide open. How many times in college do we see a quarterback like airmail that thing or throw it a little far to the side or whatever? He threw a confident strike right to him. So Gunnar Stockton earned a lot of respect in my book.
Georgia also did something that they haven't done in a very long time, at least with consistency, which is run the football. They had almost 200 yards rushing as a team, and this was not a program that struggles running the ball because it's Georgia. It's tailback U. It's a team last year that finished second to last in the league in terms of rushing offense. That should never happen at Georgia. I know they got offensive line issues, but good to see them start to figure it out on the ground because I don't want Gunnar Stockton throwing for 300 or 400 yards a game. I want to see you run the football, and it was nice to see Georgia go back to doing what Georgia historically has done very, very well. Best thing I saw from the weekend, we'll keep it in state. I got 5 words for you guys. You ready? Bobby Dodd Stadium at actually it's 6 words at Hyundai Field. Is at a word? Technically, it's a word. Bobby Dodd Stadium.
I mean,
at
not
Hyundai
technically,
Field.
it is officially a word.
6 words.
Didn't
had to
you
get the
major in
sponsor.
English?
Had to get the sponsor in there because Hyundai's dropped.
Why
They're
did
paying
you do
good
that?
money for the naming rights
It's Bobby Dodd Stadium.
at Hyundai Field.
No, forget
it's
Hyundai.
on
Nobody cares
Wikipedia,
about that.
Roddy. It's not.
I don't care.
It's Bobby Dodd Stadium at Hyundai Field.
Yeah, the
Why not?
Hyundai Field. I would definitely drop that if I was a Georgia Tech fan.
It's
Bobby
college
Dodd
sports
Stadium
in
sounds way better.
2025. You can't drop it.
Thank you.
You can't drop
You
it.
can.
I can.
You can't on the Blitz, but I can all the time. It's Bobby Dodd Stadium at historic Grant Field. Thank you very much.
Well, technically, it's Hyundai Field these days. I'm just putting it out there. Whiteout. My phone was blowing up, Roddy, and I'm not an alumnus, okay? But a lot of selfies of folks on the field. Like, from a national perspective, that's a moment. You beat Clemson for the first time in almost a decade. And who knows? Like, you teased it earlier, Roddy. It's not a joke. Like, Miami's not on the schedule. Florida State's not on the schedule. You already beat Clemson. Like, check out Tech's path. Find me the game where they're going to be an underdog besides the one against Georgia in November. Like, find the game where they're going to be an underdog.
Well, as long as they take care of business.
Also,
that's the
Haynes
thing.
King, again, this is not sustainable. This cannot, like, that man.
Is it not?
That man is spending the other 6 days of the week, that man's living in like a hyperbaric chamber. There's no way that he can function without medical
That's
intervention.
fine. They just need him every other week. Just
That's
save him
right.
for the
That's
tough games. Their
exactly what I
backup
was
can
gonna
handle
say.
the layups.
Aaron Philo. I heard some numbers about what Aaron Philo will be making. He may be the highest paid backup quarterback in the country.
What kind of numbers off the
Yeah.
record? What kind of
I'm
numbers?
not comfortable saying that off the record into
Six
this microphone.
6 figs?
Yeah.
Like high
Yes.
6 figs
God.
or low 7 figs?
I just said he may be the highest paid backup quarterback in the country.
We
That's
have
what
lost
I'm.
our way.
You
We have
draw
lost
your
our way.
conclusions.
So low
based on
7 figs is what I'm hearing. That's
You draw your conclusions based on my statement that he may be the highest paid backup quarterback in the country. Now, I don't know what every backup quarterback makes. That's the thing. So,
sure.
Austin Simmons may be the backup quarterback now at Ole Miss. That guy's probably making a decent chunk of change, but Aaron Philo might be.
I got a text over the weekend that you and Trinidad Chambliss might be related. I'm just saying. I put that out there. I'm not
It's rude.
seeing it,
It's
but
just rude. It's just,
I thought so too. I'm like,
It's
man,
rude.
I don't know if that's I don't know if you can say that honestly. But anyway,
is it my turn?
Yeah.
What are we on? Best thing I saw?
Yeah.
What did I put? Best thing I saw in person, obviously, was Backyard Brawl. Best thing I saw was Marcel Reed.
Yes.
You talk about nails and a guy that people didn't think could throw the ball. Marcel Reed was awesome. 360, 2 tutties. That last drive where he just moves A&M right down the field, he was phenomenal. He used his legs enough. I was thoroughly impressed by Marcel Reed. 13 plays, 74 yards to score the game-winning touchdown. And then the pass on 4th and 11 to Nate Boerkircher. The tight end that doesn't catch passes. The blocking tight end. He throws a touchdown too. He was awesome in that game. So Marcel Reed was the best thing I saw all week.
Notre Dame 0-2, but still ranked. Like I can't with y'all.
We gotta.
Whoa,
We gotta.
hold on.
No.
Let's take
Go
a
ahead.
30.
3-point loss, 1-point loss. We're gonna do that thing.
You don't think Notre Dame should be ranked?
No.
Come on, man.
Why?
No.
Neither should Texas.
I don't because you're
Get 'em both
0-2.
out of there.
Well, I'm not.
It'll work itself out.
Look,
Okay, it'll work itself out is not a reason to do the thing that you're supposed to do. What is the goal of the top 25? Is it to rank the 25 teams that have the best record? Because a freaking computer could do that. My daughter could do that. She's 6. Actually, she just turned 7.
You got to rank them
The
on what
3-year-old
you've
could do it.
done. No perceptions. It's got to be on what you've done.
Okay.
And Notre Dame's lost 2 games.
Okay, so you're ranking them on record. Like, that's it. We're not watching the games and saying,
that's
hey,
all
look,
we have. That's
we
the
think-
Watch the
data.
games,
That's
but
what
if
we
you
have.
can't win.
You said eye test earlier. You lost to 2 teams. One is in the top 5. Miami looks like one of the best teams in the country.
Okay.
They lost by 3 points. A&M is in the top 15. They lost by 1 point.
Okay.
And the reason that it doesn't go to overtime is because you drop a shot, a field goal snap, an extra point snap. And so to say, oh, they don't deserve to be ranked in the top 25, I think is reckless, and I think it's irresponsible. I really do. And there's people that are standing up, well, you got to win your games. Like Oregon has played 3 traffic cones. Penn State has played Kahili Elementary,
rank 'em.
East Valley Elementary, and whatever. We've seen Penn State win football games. It's not about perception. It's exactly about perception. Like they've played spirits. They've played barely mist and smoke and mirrors. Notre Dame has played 2 really good football teams, and they've lost both of them close. And all you have to do is watch the games, and you would say, that is a good football team that has lost to good football teams. Find me 25 teams in the country that are better than Notre Dame. You can't do it. You'd be hard-pressed to find 15.
Please.
Please.
Do it.
Please.
Do it.
I got the 24 others that are on the rankings. You can throw Mississippi State in there, bro. You can throw in BYU, TCU. I don't care. Don't start the season 0-2. How about that? Huh? Get out of here with that.
It's about what you
please.
do. It's about what you
Please.
do.
I don't want to hear. Look, I don't want to hear. Keep that same energy when a 9-3 Alabama is sitting there with losses to top 2 Florida State, top 5 Georgia, and top 7 Auburn, and you're like, well, they deserve to be in the playoff. No, it's about what you do.
You think I would do that?
Well, no, not you, but
Also,
Alabama was a bad
listen,
example.
just because,
But when it happens to Oregon,
just because your boy Noah Eagle's on the call, okay, doesn't mean that like we don't have to elevate that. You are what you are, bro. You're 0-2. Why don't you win 10 in a row? Then I'll talk about you. How about that?
keep that same energy. Keep that same energy later.
I
in the
will.
year.
I
No,
will.
you
I'll hate on them for the next 3 months. I don't care.
No, not with Notre Dame. I want that with everybody.
Actually, Notre Dame can still be, well, I don't know.
I'm not doing the
people
playoff
that are
thing.
saying Notre Dame is no. We need to do it because people are saying Notre Dame's out of the playoff. That is fact. That is absolutely false.
No,
Completely
they're
false.
not out of the playoff. I
Here
don't think
we
anybody's saying that, but they've got to run the table.
You got to run the table.
Yeah.
And look, I've heard that there's not enough meat on the bone and they don't have a 13th data point. The people that Notre Dame is going to be compared to get in the playoff will also not have a 13th data point. Like, will also not be playing in conference championship games. So
Those
we're
are-
even there. Secondly, there are enough teams that are off to a good enough start on Notre Dame's schedule where at least one of those teams is going to be ranked. Maybe all of them crater, but I would say that is unlikely. At least one of those teams is going to be ranked, and if they have a ranked win, it's a better resume than Indiana last year.
But if there aren't 15 teams better than Notre Dame, then we're going to have less than 15 teams with, you know what I'm saying? It is still going to work out. Like if Notre Dame just handles their business, it works out. They're back in the top,
but
whatever.
like again, I'm tired of the it'll work itself out argument as an excuse to bail AP. I'm not talking about UTRIP, but to excuse like AP voters doing things that are just wrong. Like it's just wrong. Like we all have our opinions. Some opinions are wrong.
Wow.
It just is what it is. And I'm not talking about like, whether or not you believe that Notre Dame should be in a conference. There's no right or wrong there. But like Notre Dame, again, you cannot tell me there are 15 teams in the country that are better than Notre Dame. You cannot tell me that you watch Illinois versus Duke and say that team's better than Notre Dame. You cannot tell me that Texas right now is better than Notre Dame. You cannot tell me that Ole Miss, after what they just did against Arkansas, is better than Notre Dame. You could say the same thing about Iowa State. You could say the same thing about, you could say the same thing about LSU, the number 3 team in the country that won on the road at 1-2 Clemson. You cannot say with a straight face that LSU, with its terrible offense and its inability to rush the football, is better than Notre Dame. Who would win on a neutral field? I don't know, but I think it'd be close. I certainly don't think it's a slam dunk based on what Penn State is throwing out there this time of year. I don't think you can tell me with the straight face that they are better than Notre Dame. You're going to do that based on the Kent State game?
Right. I totally agree with that.
Hey, listen, this is all I hear you. I appreciate the passion. I appreciate the candor. Notre Dame's got to go to Vietnam in a couple weeks, okay? When Taylon Green and them boys carve up Notre Dame like Marcel Reed did in front of Touchdown Jesus Saturday night, then we can close the book on Notre Dame 2025. We agree?
Did you not watch the film of Arkansas?
Yeah,
defense?
I mean,
I don't need to watch the film, bro. I saw it with the eye.
The offense isn't what worries you with Arkansas, right?
Right. They play it on both sides. Like Notre Dame will also get the ball and have a chance to go and score.
Bro, so. you think Notre Dame's just going to stroll into Fayetteville? You think that's how that works?
Probably. I absolutely no. In all seriousness, Arkansas is off to a really good start. Taylon Green looks good. Notre Dame could go and lose that game. They absolutely could.
And then we're
done. And then we're done. You can spike the football on Notre Dame.
I will. I look forward to that show in 3 weeks.
On what we have seen, who's the better team? With the eye.
Arkansas. Give me Arkansas.
Jesus Christ.
No, I would say Notre Dame.
They were a fumble away from beating Ole Miss on Saturday night. They were right there.
Big picture. We're really going to mess up college football if we're still talking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame should not have a chance to win the national championship anymore.
Roddy, I know what we're doing here. Okay, Disney needs Notre Dame in the playoff. They want the eyeballs.
Disney does not have a single Notre Dame game.
Disney. Can you just talk to somebody? You said something earlier about like 99% of all college football fans would agree with what you said earlier about rivalries, bedlam. You were talking about like all we need is a little bit of leadership to keep this thing from going way off the rails, because we're sitting here talking about we're approaching week 4.
That's right.
And we got a 2-loss Notre Dame team. And we're talking about, they're still alive for the national championship. Man, it just doesn't feel right.
I'm not talking about that. All y'all are talking about that. They're done. In my book, they're done. Okay?
I'm just saying the whole premise of the thing. And it's more than just Notre Dame. I'm saying the whole premise of the idea that an 0-2 team should still be able to win a national championship in college football. It just goes against everything I've grown up watching.
I don't disagree. That ship has sailed though. Like that's yelling at the clouds.
No, it hasn't sailed. That's the problem. It hasn't sailed.
That ship
we just got to get somebody to turn the boat around.
No, the ship is well gone. It sailed. You're trying to redock it.
You might be right because you're inside there with ESPN and Disney. You're inside.
The college football playoff has already made that. I think the SEC is trying to get 3 lost teams in now, dude. Like, who's a 1-2 team in the SEC right now? Like that team. If Notre Dame were in the SEC, we would be like, whoa. I mean, their schedule is so tough so far. Like they're gonna have plenty of opportunities. Even if it's Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt's a bad example. Even if it's Kentucky and Florida and those teams could beat them, and those are good quality wins in those road environment. Like that's what we'd be saying if Notre Dame was in the SEC. the 2-loss thing, I agree with you, Trip. Like as a principle, I agree with you. I don't think it's right. But in the environment that we're in, to suggest that an 0-2 team has no shot because there's not enough meat on the bone, like there is no clear best team in the SEC. You could have everybody in the SEC end up at 9-3, or like 11-1 team, and then 5 9-3 teams, and that definitely puts Notre Dame in the conversation.
They ain't in my conversation. I'm just saying. So
Texas isn't in my conversation. I'm done with those guys.
okay, very good.
It's the number 8 team in the country.
Yeah, they should be right there beside Notre Dame at number 31 and 32 in the nation.
You're ranking teams based on
I'm going to start ranking them.
So.
I'm going to start my own rankings.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I think that's what we need.
Where are we at right
top
now?
25.
Are we on the worst thing you saw?
How do we know that
Everybody done the
Texas
best?
Tech is any good right now? Like that's
We're
going to
find out. They go to Utah this weekend. That's one of the games
Sure
of the
do.
week, big dog. Come on now.
I know it.
Sneaky game there. Everybody's on the Utes. Everybody's on the Utes.
For good reason.
Right.
So I'm gonna pump my brakes on the Utes right now, and maybe take a Worst thing I saw was, well, I'll tell you right now. Before anybody got fired, I tweeted that teams that are cooked in college football: UCLA, Oregon State, and Virginia Tech. Oregon State's not talked about enough as a team that has just been absolutely unwatchable for 3 weeks now. But the worst thing I saw was what you were on the call for, Roddy, was Pitt, knowing that I took them minus 7.5, still choking that game away. That's terrible. How do you, when you're the better team, don't you want to go into a rivalry game and just murder those guys?
I don't know if Pitt is the better team. Are they?
Well, I don't know. I kind of think they were the better
I thought
team.
walking into that game, I thought Pitt was clearly the better team. The way West Virginia dominated the lines of scrimmage, I've come off that take.
Yeah.
If you want to argue that there still might be, I wouldn't push back, because based on the balance of the season, they've played better at the quarterback position. Not having Desmond Reed definitely hurt them, but Desmond Reed ain't protecting Eli Holstein. And let me tell you, early in that game, Desmond Reed tried to protect Eli Holstein. He is not good in pass pro, and that did not work well.
Wasn't the first play from scrimmage didn't they fumble it or something? I was watching it at home. They were kind of backed up close to their end zone, and it looked like they nearly turned the ball over right there on the first or second play from scrimmage. But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to go well.
No.
Worst thing I saw, everybody wants to talk about, DJ Lagway throwing 5 picks, and rightfully so. Florida, you have Jaden Ball. Why are you running this dude 10 times? Like, it's a 1-score game in the Bayou, dude. That guy needs 20 touches. Like, Billy, bro, you love to run the football. You've run the football with efficiency everywhere you've been. Why are you not handing the ball off to Jaden Ball? In the words of Brent Key, run the dang ball. Just run the ball, please. I mean, I'm over it, man. It's fine. Like, Florida's season's cooked. It's fine. They got to go to Miami.
It's fine.
And then they got to
go to, and then they got Texas, and then they got to go to Texas A&M, and then they got the cocktail party, and they still got to deal with Florida State at the end of the year, and who knows who's going to be coaching that program in November. I'm fine. We're fine. We're all fine.
It's not your fault, Steve.
Thank you.
It's okay. Florida's going to win some of those games. They're not going to win all of them, and they're probably not going to win enough of them, but they're going to win some.
Which one? They're gonna beat Texas.
I can't pick an individual one. That would probably be the one.
That might be the
6-3 ball game.
It might be Texas.
Everybody's jumping off the Texas train. It's a little too early to jump off the Texas.
They look terrible though.
They look terrible.
They've looked terrible offensively.
Yes,
but again,
defense
there
is
are
fine.
There
Sure.
are two sides of the football, and there are teams that you have mentioned today as teams that you like that also are similarly one-sided. So let's pump the brakes.
I'm just saying, watch out, Sam Houston on deck.
The Cats? Watch out for the Cats?
Watch
Watch
out.
Sam Houston play this year?
Yeah.
No.
Sam
I have
Houston.
not.
No, I also have not.
Also, Trip, you said something a second ago that I want to shed some light on. I want to double click on a little bit.
Okay.
You said not enough people are talking about Oregon State. My rebuttal would be the right amount of people are talking about Oregon State.
Wow.
We don't talk
Did I
about
say
Mountain
that?
West. Mountain West. Yeah, you're like, not enough people are looking at Oregon State, who's been unwatchable over the first 3 weeks. We don't need to be talking about Oregon State the same
Maybe-
way we don't need to be talking about
bad phrasing.
Colorado State. Like those programs are equal. We've already gotten too much airtime today. They are in Pac-12 in name only. We don't break down
No, that's
what
fine. That's fine.
Temple and Sam Houston State are doing. We don't break down what Oregon State's doing. We will mention them when they are good. Otherwise, you are irrelevant. I'm sorry.
Well, hang on. Sam Houston State, I'm just saying they average like 22 points a game. So
That's not going to get it done.
they can, if they just score,
Well,
Texas
we've talked
got a
too
good
much about
defense.
Sam Houston State.
They score 14. They're
Texas
a
might have the
live
best
dog
defense
in
the
that game.
country. Like, it's not a good defense. It's a great defense.
You're talking about Oklahoma or Texas? You need to be talking
Texas.
about Oklahoma. No,
Don't
Oklahoma.
let Sam Houston score 14 because then you're in trouble. That's all I'm saying.
It's not true. It's
God, I'm
factually
afraid that
inaccurate.
game's close.
Not true. Texas is going to boat race them. Matter of fact, I'm going to pick Texas in that game. Is it my turn?
Roger is coming up. We need the worst thing you saw from the weekend first, though.
There's a lot of bad that I saw. Virginia Tech's performance at home and the number of people in the stands at the end, that was probably the absolute worst. The Tennessee missed field goal was real bad.
I knew he was going to miss it. They zoomed in on what's his
Yeah.
name, young Max something or other, Max Gilbert. They zoomed in
Max
on him
from
on the
Memphis?
sidelines before the kick. Dude was looking like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I mean, wide-eyed, couldn't blink. He looked like Brooks Koepka at a Florida Panthers hockey game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He was
I don't
just
get that
zoned
reference. That's
out.
fine.
He wasn't zoned out. He was zoned in.
Well, he was zoned in on Shankopotamus. I mean, you just knew.
He was
Kind of like Brooks's golf game these days. Guy can't find a fairway. Is it
Dude,
Genesis?
no one cares about
Brooks
Brooks Koepka right now. Nobody in
He
America.
just won a major. Let him have a night out. There's nothing wrong
Nobody
with that.
cares about Brooks
Celebrate.
Koepka. How many people watched him win that major?
I actually
Probably
just
wrong.
watched the thing where he was giving some random person a lesson on chipping today, like right before we got on here on Twitter. It was like a really human moment. I thought it was nice.
Was that taped 8 years ago? 'Cause
Maybe. It might have
'cause
been.
That man has fallen off.
Back when he knew how to chip the ball.
And again, like, do I blame Jenna Sims? No, I don't. Like, she's just living her life too. So good on them. But yeah, Tennessee, bro. You mentioned it earlier, Roddy. Tennessee fans must be down bad. I work with some Tennessee fans, bro. They are. The worst part is it's like what we were doing after the Georgia game last year. When you allow yourself to believe, when you're up 21-7 and Georgia has no answers, you're like, oh my God, we're gonna do the thing, and that's what really hurts you. And Tech fans last November know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
But,
we're gonna
like,
do the thing.
you got to be realistic about these things. Like, you're up 21-7 with like the entire game remaining. It ain't going to end 21-7. Like, Georgia's going to figure it out. It's too good a team. Their players are too good. Their coaches are too good. And unless that team is completely disinterested, like Alabama was against Florida State, and Alabama came back to within a touchdown of Florida State, as disinterested as they were. Like,
They weren't interested in the game.
what'd you say?
They weren't interested.
They weren't interested in tackling. They weren't
I think
interested in
that
running to the
they-
ball.
Yeah.
They weren't interested in, protecting Ty Simpson.
You know what I learned?
Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
You know what I learned over the weekend, Roddy? Tennessee hadn't beaten Georgia since 2016. The Hail Mary in Sanford Stadium.
Yep.
Did you know that they had a name for that? Tennessee fans?
No.
They call that the Dobnail boot.
Oh yeah, I did know that. I hadn't
did
heard
know
it in
that?
so long. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I've heard it before. I
Josh
didn't know
Dobbs
it,
was
I
the
guess.
quarterback. Jawan
Yeah.
Jennings caught the pass. I didn't
Yeah.
know that Tennessee fans were like so butthurt about the hobnail boot, which happened 30 years ago, that they were like, "That's all right, we got y'all, Dobnail boot. Kiss my
a good
grits."
name.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good name. Anyway,
It's a good name.
sorry, Tennessee.
I'm not. It happens. You're a good team. They could be in the playoff again.
Stop. Ain't no way. No,
Well,
man. Ain't no way. I just
Why?
told you
Because
they're going to
they
lose to Vanderbilt in November.
they could
You ain't
lose to
going to the
Vanderbilt.
playoff when you lose at home to
What do you
Vanderbilt.
think? What do you
Yes,
think
ask Alabama.
Nico's feeling right now? Like Nico's got to be kind of.
Nico needs to redshirt and reevaluate things. Like,
Nico
they
got
haven't-
paid. He made a life
not as much as
decision.
he would have at Tennessee.
Okay, fine. But he made a decision, or maybe his father made the decision for him to come home. And as is the case with all things that adults do when they make decisions, there are consequences. Like, if I took a job in California tomorrow, I might be happy, I might make money, but, like, how's that going to affect my life at home? Not great. Not great at all. So I feel for Nico at the same time. Like, you made a decision, man. So you got to move on. Speaking of moving on, Rostradamus.
I can't believe you think Tennessee's got no shot to make a playoff.
I think what you need to focus on is the other school in the state.
Everybody's got a shot. We give people unlimited opportunities now.
No, we give them
Mulligans.
2. We give them 2 mulligans,
They got
which
one.
I don't agree with, but it's the truth of
Gotta
the
give them
matter.
3. We damn near gave them 3 last year.
We didn't though, and we've drawn
We
the
didn't.
line there. We need to keep that line where it is. I want to hear Steven's list of like who the potential playoff teams are. It doesn't include Tennessee or Notre Dame. So, like, who are you looking at as teams that you're like, yes, that team can make a playoff?
Can I also jump in here? Hartzell,
Absolutely, I would love to hear
I'd
yours
like
too.
for you to define, because I've got on my card here some takeaways. You were talking about Oregon last week. You were like, Oregon
Yeah.
wagon,
Yeah,
right?
That's the
What-
word I used.
what
And they
is-
were. They
I
were up
like the
34 nothing.
word.
They didn't close the door. They did not close the door.
No, I
okay?
like the word. Oregon's fine. Oregon, I don't care if they didn't cover against Northwestern. Oregon's a
Well,
very
I
good
do.
team. What I'm saying, well, I know, but what defines a wagon? Are we saying a wagon is a team? To me, like, I've put some thought into this. I think a wagon has to be a team that you think is capable. If everything broke the right way, they could win the national championship.
No,
So I don't
that's
think
not
we
a
can
wagon
call
for me.
Vanderbilt a wagon,
No,
right?
I didn't say Vanderbilt was a wagon. A wagon is a team that demoralizes inferior opponents. Like, we're going to
Okay.
put our foot on your neck, and we're not going to let you sniff a
Right.
point spread cover. That's a wagon for me. So
I'm
now,
not sure there's any
wagons-
wagons in college football right now.
Oklahoma's a wagon right
Well,
now. Miami,
hey,
of
there we
Florida
go.
is a wagon right now.
Dude, you can't see it. Oklahoma wagon.
Oklahoma's a wagon right now.
I knew you would think that. That's great.
I think that, look,
I'm walking
you-
around inside your
Roddy,
head.
I love your enthusiasm about the college football playoff, and we know why, okay? Because Disney owns the college football playoff. I'm not ready to do this in September, all right?
Well, you're the one that's like, that team's not going to make the playoff. That team's done. I'm not ranking that team. Like, we just rank them by the number of wins that they have
I've
so
only
far
got
in the
3
season.
weeks of the season. I'm sorry, if you've played 2 games and you've lost them both, my attention is going to other things. I'm sorry,
Dude,
man.
that is such
is
a
that a
reckless
me
college
problem?
football take. It is. It is
There's
a you problem.
140
Not
teams
reckless.
playing.
No,
big
there's
boy
not.
college
No, there's
football.
not. No, there's not. No, there's not. There's like 60 teams that are playing big boy college football.
Okay,
The rest
fine.
of them don't matter.
Fine.
Like, it's just the facts of the matter.
Okay.
The rest of them play and they are exciting and all of that. You don't need to pay attention to them. You don't pay attention to them for the fun. Pay attention to them for the love of the game. Pay attention to them because you just like ball and there's some good ball. Pay attention to them to see who's going to be playing for the teams that matter next year.
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
good reason to pay attention to them.
Sure.
But like, there's 3 teams at the group of 5 level that deserve your attention, group of 6 level that deserve your attention on a week in, week out basis. They are Boise, they are South Florida, and they are Tulane. And Memphis, there's a 4th. Those 4, like, those are the ones that you need to worry about. Maybe UNLV if you're feeling froggy, but that conference stinks. Stinks.
I mean, look, we can't all be the Sun Belt. All right. I mean, you want to talk about elite football top to bottom. We can't.
That
all
conference
be the
may
Sun Belt.
stink.
Oh, listen, man, that hurts me. Coming from where you came from, Roddy, you used to be the Sun Belt king, man. That hurts me.
And when I was doing the Sun Belt was good. You had Billy Napier in Louisiana rolling. You had App State rolling. You had James Madison was good, damn near rolling. You had Marshall, who was a good
We're still
football
rolling,
team.
man. We're still rolling.
Now Charles Huff's at Southern Miss winning games. He
Rolling.
ain't in the Sun Belt no more. Rolling, but Tony Gibson struggling.
Yes.
App State got a
Yes.
new coach, struggling.
Yes. Listen.
Louisiana, Michael Desimo, struggling,
Texas State.
struggling,
Good team. Good program. Come on now.
struggling.
I like football that doesn't necessarily like sniff or touch CFP, which to your point, Notre Dame. I need to put them in that bin. I'll check back in 2 weeks when they got to go to
No,
Fayetteville.
no, since you're excited about the teams that don't matter, you watch Notre Dame next week. You'll be like, wow, this team's really good.
I've seen enough. I don't need that much. I don't need 4 hours of Noah Eagle in my life. We're good. There's plenty of other places I can go, and that's fine.
Unbelievable. It is unbelievable. The slander of Noah Eagle is the reason that you won't watch Notre Dame. The reason that you hate Notre Dame is because you don't like Noah Eagle.
What if I watched it on mute? I mean, they have radio. Like, we're going to be fine. We will be fine. All right, look,
Ridiculous.
It's been a long show. I want to make sure that Rostradamus has time. I want to let this thing breathe. You went 4-8 last week. Couple of losses by the hook. Could have gone either way.
Not good.
We'll wash out the 4-8 week. You are 18-20 for the season. You're still sniffing 500, okay? But new show, new week. So let's get back talking about wagons. Let's get back on the wagon and make some picks for week 4, Roddy.
All right.
I got all fired up here, bro.
I got to pull up the lines. I know.
Texas,
you're real,
not
being
a wagon.
real sensitive
man,
about.
I don't need, like, you guys do XM all the time, and it's great, but you talk about the same 15 teams, and I don't want to do that every day. Like, that's not it for me.
We talk about a lot more than 15. But we do focus on the 69 teams
nice
that are worthy of the time. And that doesn't always include the bottom. Like, we don't talk about Stanford. We do talk about Boise. We don't talk about, Purdue.
Well, they're playing Notre Dame this week, so I guess you are.
We don't talk about UCLA. So,
Please.
what do you want from me?
Perhaps
people
are.
Are you getting down on some Rice Charlotte on Thursday night? Yes or no?
No, I ain't touching
Why
that.
is ESPN going to Jerry Richardson Stadium? Like, that's what you guys want to spend your money on? Unbelievable.
Rice lock.
That game will rate. Sorry, I'm pulling up the records against the spread so far this year, making sure that it aligns with my picks. Because we're going to the data. We're going to
Notre Dame 0-2 straight up and against the spread, in case you're wondering.
Unbelievable. All right, let's go to Friday. Jeez, I'll go Rutgers plus the 2.5.
Oh man, somebody's got to win. That's Big Fox. Iowa Rutgers.
Golly, it's better than Oklahoma State minus the 13.5 against Tulsa. I'll tell you who won't be watching that game.
That's a great matchup.
Anybody.
Those two combined like 2-30 against the spread in their last 15 each.
Tulsa's bad. Oklahoma State's bad too. So that's probably the proper game. Rutgers and Iowa. It's going to be like drinking Robitussin straight out the bottle watching that thing.
Jeez.
Can you make it to the third quarter Friday night? That's the question.
Oh, woof to all of that. All right. I think Temple will cover against Georgia Tech. I'll go Temple plus the 23 to hook.
We're doing the thing where we're just buying wins, even if it costs us losses. All right.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to fade Georgia Tech for the rest of the year in hopes that they prove me wrong every week. Why would I do that?
Why would you do that? Sure.
I see Clemson isn't ranked. I don't understand that.
It's crazy, right?
They've lost to LSU and Georgia Tech.
It's crazy.
That doesn't make sense.
Agreed. I'm glad that you guys think that.
Ooh, I see a fishy line in the ACC, Roddy. Do you want to explain this one to me?
Sure, go for it.
NC State road dog at Duke. 1-2 Duke that got blown out of the water down in New Orleans.
Fishy.
Did you watch the film?
Do I watch the film? No, I don't watch the film. I watched the game.
Have you watched the games? I mean, the same thing. Like, have you watched the game?
I watched the game. I saw Jake
watched
Retzlaff
every play at Duke.
Jake Retzlaff looked like Lamar Jackson last Saturday night.
Yes, he did. Jake Retzlaff, very good.
So why is Duke favored in this game?
Do you watch NC State against Wake?
Bro, you already know that. You already know the answer to that.
So like based on what we've seen through 3 weeks, who's the better football team? 1-2 Duke or 3-0 NC State?
That's the question that I have for you, man. Like, do you think you believe Duke? You have faith in Duke? I thought they were going to be a lot better defensively than they are.
Well, they were great defensively against Illinois. They were not good defensively against Tulane. And I think you could probably excuse that a number of different ways. One of them is #CollegeKids. But Jake Retzlaff gave them fits with his legs predominantly, but he obviously threw it well too.
CJ Bailey coming to town,
who is less mobile than Jake Retzlaff.
Sure.
But has used his legs well. I don't think this is a fishy line at all. I think I would favor Duke in the game because, like, you get a non-late game outside. You get a what time is that game? It's a home game.
4:00.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get a 4:00 game at home. Like, they played well at home. They don't turn the ball over. Like, they're probably the better team. NC State's kind of been doing it with duct tape and sheer will. The defense has been terrible in the first halves of games. They buttoned down up in the second half. But Duke, like, is better objectively. Well, I guess it's probably subjective, but like, I think Duke's better than NC State. Now, Duke has made more mistakes this year than NC State. That's for damn sure. I don't think that's fishy at all.
Okay.
What's the line?
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
That feels right. Toss-up game.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean it to take
Awesome.
away from. This is your segment. I just
Have I made a
saw
pick
that.
yet? Oh yeah, Temple. I'm going to stay away from Texas Tech, Utah, because we haven't seen enough to really judge Texas Tech. I'm going to go Memphis plus the points against Arkansas.
This is at the Liberty Bowl. Memphis plus 7.5.
Plus 7.5.
Big game for them.
Big game. A little bit of the Phil Steele sandwich spot for Arkansas. You got Memphis this week, and then Notre Dame next week after the Ole Miss game, a heartbreaking loss to Ole Miss.
Yep.
So I'm gonna beat Phil to the spot. A little bit of a trap spot. A little bit of a
I
letdown
don't
spot.
think anybody's worried about Notre Dame anymore, though.
I mean,
I
yes, you guys apparently are not, and maybe Arkansas won't either, because Notre Dame stinks apparently.
That's right.
Not apparently. I seen it.
Wisconsin. He's seen it. He's seen it. That 1 point loss. to
Syracuse?
Texas A&M.
We on Syracuse?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I get what you're thinking. I already know what you're thinking, but
What am I thinking?
Clemson just isn't good. I know.
I'm thinking Clemson minus the points. That's what I'm thinking.
It's a lot of points.
I don't like that at all.
Clemson or give me Clemson.
Yeah, I don't.
Give me
like
Clemson.
Talked him into it.
Clemson. This is Clemson's statement game.
What's
I'll go
the state-
SMU. I'll go SMU plus the points at TCU.
Is this the Iron Skillet? Iron
Yeah,
Skillet
Iron
game?
Skillet. Yep.
SMU plus 6.5.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll tell you a fishy line. The University of North Texas is going to Army as a favorite.
Have you
Bro.
watched North Texas
Yeah,
football
North
this year?
Texas wagon.
Hammer. Army. Hammer. Hammer. It's hammer time.
I need Army to lose this. I was on the Army under team total to start the year. This is
What
one
happened
they
the last
gotta
time
lose.
North Texas went on the road, Steven? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, man.
They beat the Broncos of Western Michigan 33-30 in double overtime.
Yeah, there was some fishy stuff going on in that game.
What kind of fishy stuff?
Just weird plays, Maction. You know, it gets weird up there.
It's not even Maction season yet. Like, they play that game on the weekend.
Army plus 2.5. That's a nooner on CBS Sports Network. Woo. Okay.
Hartzell's UAB Blazers getting
They're not
40
mine
and a
anymore.
hook
They're
at
not
Tennessee.
Mine. They're not
Dude,
mine anymore.
you're saying that
boys.
North Texas is going to just stroll into Mikey?
I mean, no one really does. I do
Thank
like
you.
the over. I do like the over in Knoxville.
What?
Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, in Knoxville?
69 and a half.
Yeah. UAB.
Nice.
UAB can score now. They just can't play defense. Anyway,
Bro,
this is Rochester's
with your-
selections. I don't want to.
Stop
like
what you're
that. I
saying.
like that
UAB
over.
can score.
The Dilf.
Dilf, get out of here.
Oregon lock.
I'll go. Oregon probably is a lock. I'm gonna stay away from that one. The Florida
Wagon.
State. Ooh, give me Auburn plus the points at Oklahoma.
That's not the
Okay.
proper play here.
Okay.
You're going to ride with Jackson Arnold returning home after we just saw what Darian Mensah did in New Orleans. You think that's going to go well for Jackson Arnold in Norman? No.
I think that Auburn's pretty talented, especially on defense. So I think keep it
Okay.
close.
You know who I think's really talented? Their opponent on Saturday.
Yeah, I think
But
people are
that's-
swinging a little too hard to Oklahoma.
Listen, I agree.
I think Oklahoma's good.
That's
I
me.
think Oklahoma's good.
I don't
but
think John Mateer should be a Heisman favorite, but here we are. Okay, it's amazing what winning will do.
It is
Anyway.
amazing. I'll go Notre Dame minus the points at Purdue.
Speaking of winning, okay, this is it. Notre Dame, they're due, baby. This is where we turn it all around. Minus 26.5.
Hey, Purdue they cost some people some money on Saturday. That was a 1-score game. They were driving down the field to make that a 1-score game in the fourth quarter against USC.
Yes, in a game that was delayed 12 hours because of lightning.
Okay,
like
whatever
weird,
with the
weird
delays.
stuff.
Who cares? You know what? Both teams were delayed. Like
They were
Purdue
playing in
was delayed.
Listen, they were
Purdue
playing in the
probably
slop.
wins by 10 if there was no delay because
USC's
they were
not
really
a mutter.
cooking.
Trip. They're not. They need a fast track. They can't play in the rain, man. They're from LA. It never rains.
You're making a lot of excuses for
Motto
some.
was a motto.
A lot of excuses out of you.
Ain't
Out of
no
your
excuses, man. I'm just like,
A lot of excuses.
you guys need to open up. You need to open your eyes. You need to recognize what's happening out here, man. Stop feeding at the trough.
You're the one that's feeding at the trough.
I'm not feeding at the trough.
You are.
I'm telling you to
USC's
pump
not
the
a
brakes on
mutter.
Oklahoma and John Mateer. I'm telling you to pump the brakes on some of this stuff, man.
Look, John Mateer shouldn't be a Heisman favorite, but here we are. It's not my fault. I love John Mateer. I'm the president of the John Mateer fan club.
I was
I've
on
been
John
knowing
Mateer
him.
2 years ago, in fairness.
I
Like, that's
know
not
you
my
are.
fault that everybody else is just
You
now
weren't on him
realizing.
2 years
Hey,
ago.
John
Trough.
Mateer is actually
Trough.
good against SEC team. Like,
Hey,
shocking.
where was John Mateer 2 years ago?
2 years ago,
Washington
he's backing
State.
up Cam
Backing
Ward.
up?
Cam Ward.
Thank you. There's no one that was on John Mateer 2 years ago. So
Man,
get
listen,
that off my
I've got-
timeline.
Man, here's what you fail to recognize, Rodstra. Here's what you fail to recognize. I got people on the Palouse, okay?
Sure you do. What are they telling you now?
I was on the show last week being like,
what are the
hey,
people
I
on the
know it's-
police saying to you now? Who they got in the
well, they just
pipeline?
lost 100-0 to North Texas. So I mean,
Yes.
they're
So
down
what are
pretty
you
bad.
what are you getting out of the police?
Hey,
Are
I've
they
heard
telling you my
that
North
John
Texas
Mateer is
is
better than
bad?
Cam Ward.
What's
That's
that
what I've heard.
Washington line, by the way? What is that? Nah, it's too big. It's too
19
big.
and a hook.
It's too big.
It might not be. All right, I'll go. Give me. Oh, I don't trust Illinois at all. I want to make a play on this game, but I hate both of these teams. And by hate, that's a strong word. I just don't know anything about Indiana, and I don't like Illinois. And by don't like, I mean like the team. I think the team is a little flawed. But I'll go. Oh man, I'm gonna stay away from this one.
Dude, I'm seeing things very clearly right now. We got the wrong team favored in Lincoln, Nebraska on Saturday. What are we doing, guys? Vegas is about to
Michigan's
get taken to
favored?
the cleaners, bro. Vegas is
Yeah.
about to get shook down by your boy.
I think Michigan's gonna win that game.
You're crazy. I don't see it.
Why?
Hartzell's feeling it today.
I don't
God.
see it, man.
No, back it up. Why?
You don't just stroll into Memorial Stadium.
No,
in Lincoln.
literally everyone has strolled into Memorial Stadium in Lincoln the last few
Wow,
seasons.
how
Why,
about
Link?
how
Why?
about true
Give me-
freshman
give me some-
quarterbacks?
Give me some reasons. Give
Michigan
me some
has
reasons.
no offensive weapons besides number 18. Okay,
And Nebraska does.
No, I mean it's not great there either. But give me the home team. It's college football. Give me the home team. Like it matters. Give me the home team. I don't think Michigan is as good as everybody expects them to be. Thinks they are. I don't know, man. I don't feel great about it. I don't.
Okay, you filibuster while I look up Nebraska's home record the last few seasons.
It's probably average. It's probably mediocre, but they can
No,
jump on
but
a
it
team
matters.
early.
Home field, it matters. It matters in college football.
You
It
saw
matters.
Nebraska earlier this year. You weren't you don't think that they're better than Michigan and what you've seen from them? You did a Nebraska game week 1.
No, I don't.
Isn't
I don't
Sharon
think-
Moore out for
I don't
this
think
game?
they're better. That is correct. Do I think that
Okay.
matters? Not really. Like I don't think Sharon Moore
if
is a
you're giving me,
difference
hang on a
maker in all
sec, hang
this.
on a second. You're giving me Biff Poggi as a road favorite against Matt Rule. I just want to make sure I'm getting that right. Like, do I have that right? Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately for us, neither one of those two are calling a single play. Biff Poggi has inherited a roster that is vastly superior to the one that Matt Rule has. Vastly superior when it comes to the individual talent on those teams. Do you disagree, Tripp? Feels like you disagree.
No, I don't disagree with that. I feel like I've heard these guys just don't have the guys to match up with the other team so many times this year, and it hasn't worked out. Florida State would be the first one, and the
Well,
other
yeah,
one
know what
was
Florida State
like
had.
South
We didn't
Florida
get-
against Florida too. Like Florida
Florida
is
should have won that game.
way more talented.
Yes, 100%.
I'm
So
just
so
saying,
yes,
it can happen.
if you count on the missed fourth downs, the drop passes, and someone spitting on someone else, then yes,
Go Gator.
they absolutely could win. I think Michigan is the more talented team, and I would take Michigan. I don't know what you have seen out of Nebraska to feel strongly that Nebraska should be a favorite in this
Do you
game.
feel confident enough to put that on the board, Rodstra?
Yeah, put it on the board. I'll take Michigan.
I've seen nothing but
Michigan,
Hartzell's on a
-2.5.
heater today.
No, Roddy's just got me fired up, man. Like he's
Hartzell, this is the best show you've ever had on
Thank
College
you,
Sports
sir.
Now. I'm just
Appreciate
saying
that.
this
Thank
is
you.
by far the best show you've ever had.
ever. Put it.
This has
hang
been something
hang
to
it in the
watch.
Louvre, buddy.
Hang it in the Louvre. Where are we on this? I'll take UCF minus the points at home.
Oh God, UCF hosting Chapel Bill.
North Carolina.
The milk's gone bad.
Ooh, watch out, UConn off a loss.
I'm not watching out for UConn.
That's
Again,
a team.
two losses.
That's a team I will not support. You're talking about the 140 teams in college football. I don't need to talk UConn football. We're good. We're good.
Why? What makes that? What excludes them? What makes them less good than? What separates them from Washington State and all the other love affairs that you have?
I mean, that's a basketball school first and foremost. Like, just no one cares. I mean, I feel terrible saying this because like I got a buddy at work who's a diehard UConn football fan. Rob, I'm sorry. I can't.
Someone cares.
Someone, yes, one.
You talk about other basketball schools. You
Listen,
talk about
there's a
Auburn. We talked about Auburn earlier today.
Auburn basketball school.
We talked a lot about Florida.
I'm gonna let
Talked
that
a
one.
lot
be.
about Florida.
I'm gonna let that one be. I'm gonna let
What you
that
mean?
one be.
What do you mean? Why? Well, do you push back on that? Auburn basketball school?
I think they would. They don't want to be a basketball school. They want to be a.
But they are. But they are.
Wow.
So is Florida.
Wow.
One of them programs win natties.
Florida has had 1 year in the last 15 years,
Basketball?
and
Or
they
football?
just fell backwards into a national
They
championship
fell backward.
last year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody
I'm not doing
knows.
Weren't
that.
they a one seed?
Everybody knows
I'm not doing that.
what
They've
was
got-
supposed to happen in
They're
San
one seed?
Antonio last year.
I think if you've won 3
I don't
national
know.
championships in the
you
last
need a
couple
tour
decades,
around
you're-
my room.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what was supposed to happen.
Who was the best team in college basketball last year?
Florida.
It would be the
I'm
Gators.
going to hang up.
Them Gators.
I am going to hang up.
Okay, you can leave.
Bro,
You
do it.
can leave, Trip.
do it
Nobody's
in-
forcing
do it
you
in-
to stay here.
Do it in March, Duke. Do it in
Wow.
March. They're the
Wow.
Baltimore Ravens of college basketball. Best team during the regular season. We're gonna be great in the Elite
They're
Eight
the best team in the postseason too.
Mighty
Until
to the
last-
Final Four. And then
Till
I
the last
throw it.
minute,
Oh,
20
you
to
pressing
the
me?
game.
I'm gonna throw it to the other team. Oh, let's put the same guy out there. Oh, you pressing me? I'm gonna throw it to the other team again.
It's nothing. It had nothing to do with the press. It was 2 plays. Sion James dribbled it off his foot. Tyrese Proctor dribbled it off his foot.
Deion James also threw it to the other team
It's
in
not
the
his
out of
fault.
town.
Say what now?
It's
Didn't
not
Deion
their
James
fault.
throw it to the other team?
Yes.
No,
Thank you.
that was no. The guy swatted the ball out of his hands, which is illegal, and they called it. It wasn't a turnover.
He almost got a 5-second.
It's not
We
your
got free
fault.
throws.
I remember him struggling to
Almost.
get the ball in.
Almost got a 5
Nice.
second.
And then they put him back out there and he struggled to get the ball in. So
You
maybe
freaking
I'm
Georgia Tech guys win 1 game, and now you want to come at Duke basketball. Watch out.
not coming at Duke basketball. I'm
Watch
just talking about basketball schools. Duke, they get a win this week. Football school.
It's a golf school.
Hat looks good on you, Trip. Hat
Not
looks
even the
good on
best
you.
golf program in the ACC. That
Appreciate
resides on the flats. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
All right, how many picks we got? I don't care. That's
David,
fine.
Keep it
Ball.
rolling, man. You're feeling it. Keep
No, that's
going.
enough.
1, 2.
That's enough. I'll go South Carolina plus the points in Como.
Why? Isn't it? Hang on. What's the guy's name? Is it Doty? Is that the quarterback?
Luke Doty. They may get Aaron Nolan ready. You never know.
Ooh. Okay. I'm with you. I don't believe in Missouri either, but they already cost me in the border war, so I can't. They,
Well,
Oh, and I'll take Miami. I'll take Miami minus. the
Man,
points.
okay, yeah,
South Carolina plus 13.5. What's the Miami line? 7.5.
7.5.
Okay. All right, there you go. You got a dirty dozen of picks, Rodstra. Dirty
Baylor is favored at home against Arizona State.
Yeah.
You don't like Virginia over Stanford? I think Virginia's just going to win by like 30.
I wouldn't be so sure. That could be a short game. It could be one of those games where it's if Virginia turns the ball over, Stanford might not give the ball back because Stanford all of a sudden can run the football pretty well. It all depends on Branson.
There you go.
I think Virginia's about an equal team, probably a little bit. I think Virginia's very similar to Boston College, where like defensively they've got some questions. NC State ran the ball all over Virginia. So Stanford can run the football, man, and they're starting to throw to the tight ends now. Like that's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. I don't know about that one.
Your boy JKS looked good again.
He's very
Late
good.
night.
Yeah, he's very good. Where I can't wait to see what SEC school gobbles that dude up for his sophomore season. Roddy,
He was committed to Oregon, and then he showed up and then said, "I need to go to Cal."
Where are you going for week 4? Where are you at?
Oxford.
Where's Roddy? Hottie toddy, gosh almighty. Let's go, baby. You been to Oxford before, right?
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay. Good for you. That's going to be a fun one. Let me know who they're playing at quarterback. Just shoot me a text on like Thursday night, Friday morning. Just let me know what's going on there.
It'll either be Austin Simmons or Trinidad Chambliss.
Well, thank you. Yes, I am aware of that.
I give you now. You got a 50-50 shot. What do you want?
Say hello to our radio friends there. David Kellum, DK, does a great job for Ole Miss, and Corey Glore, who you know because CSN connections will be calling the game for the Green Wave. So there you go. Shout out to those two guys.
Shout out.
A+ show, fellas.
You brought it today, Steven. Good for you.
You did.
Real spicy.
Well,
bad takes, but real spicy.
If you approached life the way you approached the show today, I mean, there's no telling where you'd be. You'd probably already have that job in California making all that money.
I'd probably have Roddy's job, and Roddy would be me in my basement just talking to nobody. That's how that would go.
It's literally what I'm doing right now.
Right,
I'm in my basement.
I feel
There's
like
no
calling me the nobody.
I am talking into a microphone to two people on the other side of the screen who may or may not be there. Like for all I know, you guys could be AI.
It could be. I have created a Chat GPT version of myself who was just better.
That's who I could be conversing with right now. I don't know.
Than the normal version of me.
But
thank you to Richard Johnson from CBS Sports and Split Zone Duo. Again, Roddy and I are Split Zone Duo guys. We love the show, but I encourage you, the listener, to also check those guys out. Him and Kirshner do a great job.
Georgia Tech football, Florida football, Duke basketball. Who's the best out of those three? Georgia Tech football.
On.
And that's the show, folks. There you go. I mean, just period, slam dunk, way to nail the dismount. Thank you all for listening. Trip, don't burn the house down the next 48 hours. Thank you.
Okay.